everyone, and welcome. I am Beth Cassavant, and I'm the current president of the Shrewsbury Rotary Club, and I am joined here today by my fellow Rotarians, Lori Jones and Kathy McSweeney, and we are going to be talking just a little bit about a recycling fundraiser that we hold twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall, and this one is always sort of to coincide with Earth Day. So we wanted to just talk a little bit about what kinds of items we take, what someone can expect if they decide to come to our recycling event. It is open to anyone in the community or the surrounding communities, and it is a fundraiser for us. And so we are looking to raise some money, and I think people know that it does cost money if you want to try to get rid of those hard to dispose of items like TVs or appliances, power tools like lawnmowers, things of that nature. But we take all of that. I like to tell people if it has a plug, we probably take it. And we also, I want to make sure that we recognize Don Musial and Win Waste Innovations, because they have been a generous sponsor of this event for us since we started doing it. And they've continued to do so because for them, right, it keeps these items out of the landfill that aren't supposed to be there. It's a service to the community as well, because they're able to get rid of things that they don't want to throw out, because you can't really stuff too much into your trash bags when they're heavy like that. But also it helps the town, because the less we put in the landfill, the town actually pays a certain amount of money per ton of trash. And so keeping these things out of the trash benefits a whole lot of different community groups and the town.
And it helps our organization give back to the community, because we have lots of different service projects that we do as a Rotarian group, as fellow Rotarians, and it's something we also enjoy. And we provide lots of different opportunities. We have scholarship opportunities for high school students going to college. We also just recently had our emergency kit. This was Beth's idea for this year of her presidency, and these were emergency kits that we provided to seniors and veterans. So that we just finished that project. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure, I would love to. So we just finished this huge project. So for people at home who maybe don't know, when you decide that you're going to take on this presidency year, it's usually a service project that's associated with it. And last year was the community fridge, which I know is right outside the senior center. It is so well used and well received by the community. And, while the Rotary Club holds the insurance policy on it and is the organization that would be responsible if something were to be needed or go wrong, or, any host of, needs that might come about with the fridge, it really does belong to the community. And people take that opportunity to fill it, to clean it, and then to use it, which I think is really wonderful. So for my year, I was thinking about just all of the, you can't turn on the news anymore without hearing about a weather-related, climate-related, some sort of emergency where people either need to leave their homes in a hurry unexpectedly or stay at home without any help. You think about those people in California, who were snowed in for weeks at a time. So this is like an emergency preparedness kit. We put them in a bucket, like a clear plastic bucket, waterproof, and we put the basics in there. So, an emergency radio that you can crank power and be able to have a flashlight and charge your cell phone. We had a fire extinguisher. Help me remember some of the other things that were in.
I bought the solo cups.
Yeah, so like if people could, solo cups, paper plates, utensils, wipes, face masks, some of the other can openers and matches, whistles, first aid kit, paper towels. It was like the basics, but then we also included a list that we just got off of ready.gov, right, of other things that people would want to put in there sort of to personalize it. So if you had a pet, you'd want to include pet food, or if you had babies at home, you'd want to include formula and wipes and diapers. If you have medications, or again, if you needed to leave your house in a hurry, you would want copies of like insurance documents and bank information and possibly your passport and your license, like just so that you have some record of important documents if you had to leave. Cash, coins, that sort of thing.
And it gets you thinking about keeping them together, because I know we have those things in our house, but they're all over our house. So this helped me think, okay, we have to put these in an organized place in case we have to grab them.
In case you have to leave in a hurry.
Yep.
I know. I still I still need to figure that out for myself. Yeah, so that was great.
Yep.
I think the seniors were really excited.
And it was 75 of them, right?
Yes.
That we did total. And
well, we did 100 total,
Okay.
but 75 for seniors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was great.
And 25 for veterans. And Art Dobson, who is our oldest serving Rotarian in our club.
Oldest, longest.
Longest, yes. Longest, yes. He is also that as well. He coordinated with the veterans agent because Art is a veteran from the Korean War. And he coordinated with our veterans agent to make sure that others in the community would be able to receive the kits. So hopefully they're being distributed by now.
So what are you all excited about getting rid of for the recycling event? I know I have an item tucked away, an old printer.
Yeah, yep.
So, and it's always great because there are certain items that fall into a $40 carload, so that you can go ahead and get rid of an awful lot of things for just $40. There are individual items like you had mentioned that really they do take the time to break it down and recycle, but it costs more money to do that. But again, we get a smaller portion of that. Again, it's out of the landfill, and those items get to be reused. But it's always exciting because we have a following. People come and they want to know when we're going to have the next one, so that they save certain things so that they can come to ours, which is kind of cool too because it's a drive-through. You check in at the booth. Somebody does a quick assessment of what you have, you pay there, you drive around, and somebody will help you get everything out of your car,
Right.
which is another perk which really helps people sometimes who really don't want to have to lift certain things, which is helpful.
And I love being that person. I'm one of the car unloaders, and it just gives you a little bit of satisfaction as you take something out and you smash it into the bin.
Right.
So it's a great stress reliever to work that day. I love that event.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit more stressful when you're checking in people's cars because we have to be really careful not to let things slip that would cost more from the company to be recycled, because at the end there's a big reconciliation between us and the company that's taking the items to make sure that they're getting their money because they have costs associated with recycling these items, and then we want to retain as much as we can for the club also. But it is a fun day. So it is April 16th, noon to 3 at Town Hall.
Yep, around back.
Yep, go around the back, and then we will be there with our happy smiling faces waiting. And we accept cash and we accept checks made out to the Rotary Club of Shrewsbury.
Yes.
And then the money ultimately goes back to the community, whether it's through our scholarship funds or different, the
emergency kits, that was something
yep.
that we paid our club $2,500, and then we had a matching district grant from the Rotary District of $2,500 to put together those kits. And I'm excited to say we only came in like $250 over budget. So I think that's pretty impressive.
Pretty good. Yep.
Right? Like I'll take that.
Yep.
No, I think anything we can do, projects like that are just very, very helpful, and that's the reason we're in this. Our motto for Rotary is service above self, and that is what we try to do at all times. And sometimes we have certain projects that we've been able to do across all of the years. Sometimes we pull back a little, depends on what our fundraising is. So that this is one of our fundraisers that also helps the community at the same time. So because we're getting the items out of the landfill, we raise money so that we can do all of these other projects that we really enjoy. And we've had a number of very successful projects over the years. I've been a Rotarian for 22 years now. We mentioned Art earlier. He's been a Rotarian for over 40 years. And we have people some people come and go and they enjoy it while they're here, and other people we realize how much fun we have together doing great things for the community, and that this is one of those projects, which is both a fundraiser and helps the community at the same time.
And you mentioned raising money. Now what we're raising will be to help you.
Yes.
As you are the incoming
I am.
president.
My second term.
The second term.
Yep. So I was 2017, 2018, and then I'll be 23, 24, co-president along with Jason Palish. So we're working on it together. Lori called up and said, we need a president. And I said, I've already done it, but I care so much about it. It really is a great organization. I think the thing that the biggest benefit, of course, giving back to the community, but also the people I've met, like our paths would not have crossed had we not all been Rotarians, and I think that's it. I wouldn't have known Art,
No,
you know.
I know.
So I think that's one of my favorite parts about it is just the new friends that you form. We meet Mondays, the first and third Monday of the month at the Post Office Pub. Anyone's welcome to come and join us, but it's just a nice. I mean, you need to eat lunch, so
Right.
you know, come and check it out. We have some speakers that come in once a month.
Meetings are an hour.
Yep. So it's a really great organization, and it's nice to be part of it, and it's and you're doing something for the community.
Right. And everybody there wants to be there to do the good things for the community. We've had a lot of interest in our club. You know, even for Monday's meeting, there's 3 people that are coming to check out the club. I think part of that is because of the community fridge, right? We've gotten quite a bit of great publicity from that. And we do have a day of service coming up, which is not just our club, but it's the Rotary Day of Service, so clubs in our district. And that's on May 20th. And we're doing something to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the fridge. And so that's going to be publicized shortly. But from, I believe 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the community fridge, members of our club will be on hand to accept donations. We're hoping that we'll have more than what will fit in the fridge and the pantry, and we already have people volunteering to store those donations and then bring them back as the fridge empties to be able to fill it.
Empties very quickly. It
does.
You know, I'll go up with a load. My husband now he does our grocery shopping. Thanks, Bob. But we have, you know, on our list, it's, you know, everything we need, something for dinner tonight, something for dinner tomorrow, and something for the fridge. So every week he comes back, I got these for the fridge. So he's on board with it too, which is really exciting. But I'll drop things off. What I do a lot is I'll drop things off, I'll leave my car there, and I'll go for a walk. So I'll come back 45 minutes later, and a lot of times the things I dropped off are already gone. There's that much of a need out there. So, it's like we think, you know, it's such a big part of our lives, but there are people out there that don't know they even exist. So I think that's, you know, for the people that need it, please come and get something. For the people that have something to drop off, please do so. It's so important for our
Right.
community.
It's not monitored.
No.
It's open 24/7, 7
Yeah.
days a week, because it is simply a freestanding structure right outside the senior center. So if you're looking at the front of the senior center, it's tucked to the back on the left side. And it's just literally a refrigerator and then a little pantry area.
Yep. And the motto is if you need it, take it. If you
Take what you need, give what you can.
yeah, exactly, and which is great because that's exactly what that's.
Right. No cameras, no one's watching.
Yep.
It's just there for people to use.
Yep.
I think there's just a few guidelines that we have for the fridge,
Yeah.
which I
There are some
believe,
guidelines.
and it's important so that we don't wind up having a lot of trash that we have to figure out how to get rid of. No open packages, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah.
No glass.
Right, because glass breaks.
Yeah,
Right.
and no meat because we have to
Raw
be very
meat.
careful with
Right.
that. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, or even frozen because we don't know if it's been frozen
Yeah,
before.
no meat.
Right.
So
Deli meat is like, something different. Like that's fine, but no like turkeys or chickens or any
Right.
of that.
yeah. Well, there's a couple of our neighborhood sponsors. A couple of the grocery stores have regular visits where they make a big donation, and that's much appreciated.
Weekly.
Yes.
And that's actually volunteers go pick it up. So there are volunteers who go every week to Wegmans and Panera and pick up the donations and bring them to the fridge.
And I think we ask no expired food as well.
Right. We prefer no expired food.
Please.
Yeah. The
We
other
wanna
thing
keep
I will
everybody
say,
healthy
yeah,
who
is
comes to the fridge.
true. As gardening season starts upon us again, one of the things that was really difficult to clean last year was when people would just leave like greens from their garden, like kale or lettuce, or like not in any sort of a bag or wrap, and it would just wilt.
Yeah.
And then it would just be dirt. So that was not great. And then, you go to clean it out, and I was tossing it back into the woods behind the senior center, figuring animals would probably enjoy it.
Right.
But once it gets that wilty and it's just on its own in the fridge, like no one's really going to take it. So,
But the majority of the food is usable and welcome from what we've
Yeah.
experienced, at least my understanding of it.
Yep.
So.
Dog food too, like
Pet
pet
food.
food is good.
Yeah.
Personal care items
Right.
are welcome. So
diapers,
Yep.
paper goods. Yeah, anything that you'd pick up at the grocery store, really, as long as it fits in the pantry or the fridge. And people have been great about not leaving or not using it as a place to dump things that they don't want anymore.
Right.
But yeah.
So thank you
Yeah. yeah.
for all the help.
Yeah, so maybe we should just go back one more time and go over some of the things we will accept at recycling day and some of the things we won't. accept at recycling day?
I know furniture is not something we can accept. Electronics we can. Yard waste, no, but yard tools, yes. So what are some of the other things on our list?
So books, we can't accept books.
Okay.
We can't accept any textiles. There is a book bin behind the senior center too, if you wanted to drop off books there. We can't take any plastics. We do not take styrofoam, which I know people are always like, I have a pile in my garage. Like there's nowhere to get rid of styrofoam.
It's light enough though that
Yeah.
you can put it in your blue bag. If
Yeah, you
have to.
can. It's just I always hesitate because I feel like I
Takes
wish
a lot of-
I wish I could recycle it because I know it just will live in the landfill forever. But yeah, so we can take anything with a cord. If it's like a lawnmower or a snow blower and it had fuel on it, we do ask that the fuel is drained.
Right,
From
and
there.
actually, it has anything that, if it's oil or gasoline, any liquids in it has to be drained.
drained.
Otherwise, the people we're working with won't take it.
Right.
So we can't accept it until it's actually drained.
Yeah, but we've taken bicycles.
Yeah,
and
exercise bicycles, those big, heavy exercise
if
bicycles.
you can get it to us,
we'll take it.
refrigerators, televisions of all sizes, but those have an extra cost. Stereo speakers, and all of that.
We can't take ceramics.
No, or
But
glass.
we actually did take a kitchen sink that was metal. So we've taken everything,
Everything but the
including a kitchen sink.
yeah.
But it was metal. It wasn't
Right.
ceramic.
And again, like if you're watching the show and you do have questions, any one of us, we're willing to answer. You can find the flyer is posted around town. I think where did you put it? The town hall, the senior center.
That's actually my job today, is to go around.
So
and
where
get-
are you going to
get
put it?
It will be in the library. And I have to check with some of the other folks who usually will allow me to accept it, but I want to make sure that they will still accept it. So I don't want to say their name unless
You can take a stack and leave them on the. When you come into the town hall, there's a table on the right where.
Oh, they will allow that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure.
I will do that.
And also our Facebook page is a good place to check because we'll have it there as well. So if anyone wants to check back, but also there's no shame in driving through. If we can't take it, we'll let you know. We'll take what we can and then keep what we can't. So just come by and check with us if you're not sure.
Right.
Some people, what they've done is they will come by while we're having the event, and they come by early and they'll check out. I have this at home. Are you still going to be open?
Yeah.
And we'll say we're here till 3, and they actually go home and they bring it back, and then they take care of it. But sometimes they check in with us ahead of time when they see that we're out there working, and we're actually working around behind the town hall. So you actually drive. You come in and you'll see signs, and you drive all the way around, and there's a little tent. And that's our check-in tent. That's where they check in. And then they'll come back and bring their items. But for anybody who has their items in there, you just check in and you'll drive around and they'll empty, like we mentioned before, which is very helpful to people who, they had someone help them put it in the car, but they need someone to help it take out of the car. So
Yeah. And I do answer my phone because my phone number is on the flyer. So I answer my phone even if I don't recognize the number, in the week leading up to this. You can also email bethcassavant@gmail.com, and I'm happy to answer questions. I do get questions over email. People want to know if such and such is accepted. And
yes,
so, yeah. So it's been great.
this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm grateful to be here with the two of you, to be able to help everybody know what we're up to, and also that we have our recycling event. And again, we usually have it in the fall as well, so you can look for us and start looking for the flyers sometime early fall, and usually in the October range. We don't have a date for the fall, but
You'll be working on that because I know you're the one who does all the coordination with our vendor, and it's greatly appreciated that you put this together. You're so organized. You'll be there with your many spreadsheets to keep track of every item that comes through. It's a big undertaking. It's a lot of responsibility.
It's
and
fun
it's
for me.
Appreciated. You're very well organized with it, so thank you. So what do you think? Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I think that's it. I think those are our big projects coming up. The fridge, you can come to the recycling event. You can drop something off at the fridge. It's
right.
all in the same spot. So, you can, or if you pick up, if you're at the fridge. So
Exactly. Yep. Come by and drop off. So this gives people a good amount of time to start going through and seeing what they would like to recycle. I know I personally just keep a kind of a collection of things in the basement, knowing that the recycling day is coming up at some point. So again, April 16th, Town Hall. It's a Sunday from noon to 3, and we would all love to have many, many people from Shrewsbury and the surrounding communities. So tell your friends. And
Yep. Great.
well, thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for
you.
organizing.
All right.